Hey guys, it's Crystal and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk about a movie that has been out for a couple weeks now, a movie that covers a very serious, very important issue, and a movie that the mainstream media is trying to give a bad reputation and is trying to get people to not go see by saying that it's a bad movie, by saying that it's a conspiracy theory movie, that it's not true, that nothing that's going on in the movie is happening. The movie that I am talking about is Sound of Freedom. This past week, I went to go see it. Before I get into the whole why you should go see this movie, why you should support this movie, I want to give my review on this movie, what I thought about it, and ultimately lead into the why you should go support this movie. So first and foremost, if you have been living under a rock, Sound of Freedom is a movie about Tim Ballard, who works for Homeland Security, and he basically catches pedophiles. Up until when one of his coworkers says that he's done dealing with this, and then asks the question, how many kids have we found? And then that leads to Tim Ballard to then start looking for the missing kids that have been trafficked. I really hope this video doesn't get taken down because of the topic that I am talking about, but it needs to be talked about. So this movie is about Tim Ballard looking for these two kids that are brother and sister who were child trafficked, who were taken from their hometown in Honduras, and he finds the brother, and then he's on the hunt for his sister for the rest of the movie. Thankfully, he's not alone looking for the little boy's sister. He has some help from people in Colombia, and he ultimately gets a team to help him find not just the sister, but also find other missing children along the way as well. On his journey to find the sister and along the way find some other missing children, he goes undercover. He plays different roles to be able to get into these very dangerous places. With the help of those in Cuba and the Cuban police forces, he is able to set up this whole ordeal where he ends up rescuing, I believe it was said, 54 children. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find the sister, so he continues to look for the sister. Once he has captured those that have trafficked the 54 children, he finds out where the sister has been taken, and when everything seems like it's against him and people are telling him that the area that she was taken is very dangerous, is being controlled by the rebels, is being said no, he continues to push forward and determined to get this little girl out of this place. I won't tell you how it ends. I want you all to go see and support Sound of Freedom because it is truly a movie worth seeing, and it deserves our support. Because, quite frankly, mainstream media, and I don't want to make this political, but those on the left are trying to shove this movie under the rug, are trying to give it a bad reputation because they don't want this issue to be talked about. They don't want the idea of child trafficking to get out there because unfortunately the US and a lot of people in power in the US participate in this sort of business. And yes, child trafficking and sex trafficking, unfortunately, is a business for a lot of these people. So while the mainstream media is trying to give this film a bad reputation and is trying to silence this movie by saying that it is a conspiracy theory film, that none of it is true, I encourage all of you to go and watch this movie. I encourage all of you to go and support this movie, because everything in the movie is based on true events. Tim Ballard is a real person who endured everything that happened in the movie. And going back to what I said, when the mainstream media is trying to silence this movie was made 5 years ago, back in 2018, and multiple studios, I believe it was Prime and Netflix, turned this movie down, and Disney had bought the rights to this movie with no intention of releasing it whatsoever. This movie is just now getting released after so many attempts for it to be released. So please, I encourage all of you to go and watch this movie. It shouldn't matter if you're left, right, Republican, conservative, Christian, a non-believer, gay, straight, whatever you identify as. This is a serious issue that is happening right now. It is happening under our noses, and unfortunately, it is being looked over because nobody wants to talk about it. It is sad to think that there are children out there being taken from their homes, being taken from their family to be sold as property. Unfortunately, this is a business, and unfortunately, these children are being slaves, are being sold as slaves, as property, and this is the highest amount of slaves there have ever been in history. Way more than when slaves were legal in this country. So please, I encourage all of you to go and watch this film. Go and support this film and spread the word. Recommend it to everybody. Go watch this movie. You will not regret it at all. I wouldn't be talking about this movie if I didn't believe in this film. So please, this movie is worth watching. As a film person, as a Christian, and literally as a decent human being with a heart who knows this issue is wrong on so many levels, go and watch it. Go and support it. I'm not even going to give this movie a rating because this film is not like any other film I've seen. It wasn't for entertainment purposes. None whatsoever. It was purely for support, but also purely to be more informed on what's going on around me. And I'm gonna say it one more time. I encourage all of you to go watch this film, to support it, and to get more information, to be more informed about such an important issue and such a tragic issue that is happening right under our noses. With that being said, thank you for watching this video. Whether you liked it or not, that is it for this video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye.